Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the ALTTPR daily race here on Speed Gaming number 3. We have our just a regular Open 7-7, nothing too special here. I'm Professor Render, and joining me is my good buddy Torin the Dragon. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That was really good. And we have Ravis, Radical Sniper, Red 99, Kaede Rukawa, I think I'm not good at Japanese, and Marklar on the race room. And we have a jam-packed, we have a total of 32 runners, and we're only showing 4 here. Yeah, so if this is just your regular old Open 7-7C, nothing too special. We skip the opening escape sequence, and we go straight into being able to play the game, and we are underway. Some players going over to Link's house, and some are going to Sanctuary. There was 10 arrows and 20 rupees respectively.
And we got a map check from Cade, and it looks like I just saw a green pendant over on East Palace, or somewhere in Tarahera.
It was Hera, and Eastern was a regular pendant, and looks like just from what we've seen here is that all of the pendants are in the light worlds. This is not usual for most of these, and we are going to see Radical Sniper getting some blue mail from off of the uncle. I think there was a crystal at Desert. I may have missed that, but I did see a pendant at Eastern.
As Ravis picks up his gloves in the mushroom spot. And Powder right in the drop down.
Not bad of a start, really. Gloves in and a Powder, not bad at all. If we had a hammer, then we would try to check the magic bat if they had magic on hand. But in the case of Radical and Kaede, they are going to be getting that powder with the blue mail in hand. And it looks like Markler is showing off that you can actually get some bombs from that glove spot. Just from those little gloves or those rocks, and that's actually something I didn't know about.
Yeah, those rocks are usually 50-50, just like the one pot. Well, actually, bush right in front of the brewery in the Dark World. The Ether Medallion.
Ether Medallion?
Good old Ether Medallion.
Yep, that is an Ether Medallion in the Thief Hut, in Blind's Hut, along with some flippers. Yeah. As it stands right now, that Ether Medallion doesn't really do much. No sword on hand, so we can't really use it to freeze, to take care of the mini Moldorms really easily in Mini Moldorm Cave. Not a whole lot in the well. There is some money on hand, so we're working a little bit towards Zora money.
The way how this is looking up to be, it might be a Zora play, but who may know?
I mean, there's still a bit of money to spare here, and it looks like Ravis is going to go ahead and buy some bombs with his rupees that he had on hand. And Rave is going to go ahead and check out the Chicken Hut, just the blue boomerang. end things off in the back of the tavern, and we are going to get ourselves a piece of hearts.
So the rest of the runners are now finishing up and clearing up the rest of that we already know.
So we come out with some flippers and Ether Medallion. It is definitely looking like there's a possibility to go into to go ahead and do that Zora play if they get some more money on hand. If they get another 300, Ravis is going to go ahead and scout out the race game item, a piece of heart.
Ravis is probably going to the back of Escape now.
Yeah, I think this is fine. Because you got your glove already. You may as well start do the back of Escape now that you finish up your Kakariko checks. Mark Laura going to actually go ahead and look at the Hylia Island, just a heart container. There is an ice rod in the back of Escape.
Mark is actually making a little diversions going into back of Saha's closet.
And to answer a question in the chat, Kaede's sprite is Asuna, and we're just as well on that thought. We do have there's a Moon Pearl on Marklar's side, and from Sahasrola's hut. Everyone else is going to get the ice rod. Ravis is running his typical Sonic sprite. Radical Sniper is running. It is a Hollow Knight character. I'm not really familiar with the Hollow Knight game, so excuse me if I think it's just the regular Hollow Knight character, not someone else. And then Marklar is actually bananas in pajamas. Right. Okay.
So we have an interesting thing. The stunt prize for the day is actually 20 rupees. So there is actually no reason to try to grind as much rupees as they can.
Yeah. Although Radical does do Houlihan to get the rupees that he needs,
which is actually a good play.
Yeah, because you do have your flippers, it makes sense to go ahead and do this because that is your only way to do that is your only way to get some Houlihan at this point by using the gloves and just bombing yourself on the graveyard drop down.
Marklar is trying to set up Houlihan himself.
Yeah, it's fine here. Those 225 rupees are pretty important in this current point. Although Kaede is having a little bit of trouble trying to do the mini Bouldarm Cave here. You can use, from what I remember hearing, you can actually use your ice rod here. And you don't have to waste the bomb there. And a heart refill for Kaede's side, but nothing really to report on. There is a full heart container's worth of pieces of heart here. To do a Death Warp to get to the back, looks like. Cross.
Good old Dark Cross.
Coyote, meanwhile, is going to go ahead and do it's going ahead and do Ice Rock Cave. And only gets 20 rupees out of there, but he will be able to go ahead and do these flipper checks with our flippers.
Ooh, and there's a broken Dark Cross.
So that is Desert Palace access. Pedestals also can also be red now. Interestingly, Markler opts to save and quit out of the and not do Ice Rod Cave, which is which makes a lot of sense since it's only just 20 rupees. But although I personally wouldn't do this, but it would be it actually may be a good choice for Markler considering where what Ice Rod Cave is. Coyote meanwhile getting a flute out of the waterfall cave.
Oh, there's Hammer on Hobo.
That will be Dark World access for Marklar with the Moon Pearl and with that Moon Pearl in hand. Coyote meanwhile is going to go ahead and check out Zora and just a piece of harps. Go ahead. Well, he'll go ahead and pick that up anyway. Or I'm sorry, not Marklar. It was Reticle Sniper, not for Well, no, yeah, it'll be fine, yeah, because he was the first one to get the hammer, but Marklar will be the first one who will get Dark World access with that hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because neither runner has went over to Sahasrah's hut yet, so they get to get that Moon Pearl.
And honestly, it wouldn't. And true, I guess the flute could be considered a distraction. Maybe some runners will think, yeah, maybe my Moon Pearl is somewhere in Spectacle Rock or somewhere, instead of maybe somewhere like Sahasrah's closet. But we already know it's in Sahasrah's closet.
Yeah, but I feel that there's only you can only get 2 items from there, and you're able to see one of them. If you're going to be thinking about density, I would imagine they would just go straight over to Sahasrah's hut in that case. But Kaide will be go ahead and activating the flute. Reticle Sniper is right behind him. Yeah, there's without the hook shot or mirror, this really doesn't do a whole lot. You're just gonna have to go straight to the Dark World once you get your Moon Pearl from Sahasrah's hut, which I'm gonna imagine Marklar is going to be doing relatively soon. I mean, it only makes sense if you go in there right now. But it's going to opt to activate the flute, which is fine because everyone else is activating that flute right now. Rabus will get the hammer from off of the hobo. And while Reticle Sniper and Coyote are there, they're going to go ahead and check out the magic bat, which again makes sense since powder was really early.
And it's a sword. Ooh. Interesting.
Okay. That's good. That's a good find.
That is one of the best finds you probably will ever see.
However, Marklar won't be able to get that sword yet because he doesn't have enough doesn't have any magic on hand. So, but it looks like not Marklar. Eddie's going to go ahead and check escape while Radical is up on the mountain, which I guess is fine. Again, there's not a lot you can really do currently. You can only get 2 items here, and you can only see a third. Get a heart container from the old man, and Redigo is going to go. Of course, going to head up the mountain, check out Spec Rock inside and out.
Get old red boomerang on top.
That was just a single arrow, so nothing really yet. But Marklar, of course, like I was going to imagine, is going to be the first player in the Dark World, just because Marklar got that Moon Pearl as early as he did. Going to go and check out Hype Cave. Call it Hype Cave. 20 rupees off of the NPC.
Ooh, another sword.
Another sword. So even if Marklar didn't even if Marklar had even if Marklar did have magic, he would still be up on the swords. Or if he was up on the magic, he would be up on the swords there. And even if he didn't have it, which didn't have magic, which was his case, he would get a sword out of there. Either way, so. Out. And there's the other rod. That is a fire rod.
Good old Stumpy hatting the fire rod away.
Yeah, that does in fact open up Skull Woods for Marklar to complete.
And this is definitely going to give him enough magic to do magic that at some point if he ever chooses to do so.
Yeah, because of this dig gameplay that he did, because he went from Hype Cave, went towards the west. There's only just 10 arrows from the dig game, but that is going to be is going to give Marklar some magic to work with here. And we did see the map check as well. Ice Palace and Skull Woods is the 5-6 crystals, while Swamp and is the remaining pendant. So it is a hover seed if they know how to hover. Which I would imagine not a lot of people wouldn't know how. Not this group wouldn't be able to hover, but it's such a niche case. Kade is going to go ahead and get the Moon Pearl from Sashra's hut. Ravis is heading into the Dark World. We'll get the second sword. Interestingly enough, Kaede is heading into Pendant Eastern Palace. What do you make of this?
I honestly do not know. I wonder what's going on in the mind when they think it's like, just dip it a little bit. I honestly do not know about this play. Maybe it is just a gamble.
I would imagine so. Considering that Coyote is going with, into this dungeon without a bow, he might be looking for something very, very important. Although this will only get him all the way up to the big chest if the logic puts the big key in the front. But of course, even if Coyote doesn't get the big key in the front, he's going to go ahead and break it anyway. But
it's not going to happen because there's a lamp.
So that invalidates pretty much everything what I said about that. So okay, so this is a full this gets all the way to the big chest, even if the big key isn't there, which I think it's actually isn't terrible. I would say that is Coyote's fire source for Desert Palace, even though Marklar and Ravis has a better fire source in the form of a fire rod. Marklar getting the quake off of Thieves Town. I guess this makes sense to go there. I think that was the second item that Coyote got. If this ends up being another item for Coyote, then he comes out with a lamp, which is fine because that is integral for the logic.
How funny, because if somehow this last item ends up to be bow, 100% just clear out one pendant dungeon.
If it is the bow, then that's actually this gamble really pays off for Coyote. In that case. But no, it's just the heart container. But that is the final item for Coyote. So it doesn't. So unless pet is required, then he doesn't have to go back.
Ravis finally entering into Desert Palace.
Yeah, and like I said, this makes a lot of sense for Ravis because does have that better fire source with the fire rod. Coyote going in with the lamp, which also is fine. But it will be a little bit slower compared to Ravis, because for Ravis you can just shoot the torches from the side, while Coyote has to light them up one by one. I still find it's interesting that Coyote has yet to go into the Dark World just yet. Committing to stay in the Light World when there is a sword waiting for Coyote, and that there's also a fire rod waiting on the Stumpy.
As Marklar is trying to get further into Thieves Town, bringing Blind with them.
It is a good thing that Marklar and pretty much everyone else has the hammer here. The hammer Dark World Access is fine. It's great because you don't have to worry about having to worry about the big chest having an item or something like that. It's never fun to get mid Dark World and worry about that when you don't have that hammer. But Marklar is facing blinds off script here, but should be able to make good work of it anyway.
Ooh, that was really close for comfort.
2 hearts, yeah. But that will be first blood for Marklar getting the first crystal of the night. So because Kaede managed to get Kaede was there first to get the torches, is this won't make this difference wouldn't make any, like, it's not even a difference at all. It doesn't make much of a difference in the grand scheme of, and like, be quite honest, as much as I was making it out to be. I will admit that.
That's right, it's actually full. I think that was a 0 cycle landmo.
And that was a clean fight for Ravis, and Kaede also was right behind Ravis, so that will be their first crystals. And Ravis is heading off towards Agina's cave, which is fine because you managed to clear this out anyway. Kaede is heading back for the right side, which I believe wasn't anything.
Thinking Kaede is going to Chickagina.
I would imagine. I would think Kaede would do this next, just going from the exit of Desert. But yeah, as someone was pointing out in the chat too, it does, if that ice rod is makes the fight a little bit more trickier because of the slow startup of the ice rod. But it is still possible to zero cycle it with an ice rod. Well, after this, I would imagine Kaede is going to head into the Dark World, because there's nothing else you can really do in the Dark World now. Kaede does have that sort of advantage with the lamp being in Eastern, for ease of access through dark rooms. While Marklar is heading for Mafula, with only a fire rod and a fighter sword to his name.
This is going to be a really risky play by him. Fire sword against Mafula is going to take a while, but it'd be a really bold move. Oh yeah, he does have hammer. That's true.
The hammer is fine. Yeah, if you can do hammer Moth, then it's perfectly fine here. But it looks like just Marklar is just gonna go ahead and just use the sword here. Maybe not comfortable with the hammer, doing hammer Moth, which is understandable. It is a tougher fight because of how small the hitbox is for the hammer. You can extend it a little bit from the bottom if you spin speed. If you get spin speed and then you use the hammer from there.
Mafula is actually being a little bit friendly today. Just trying to get off of those walls.
Yeah, Marklar will have to be a bit of be patient here, and down goes Mafula. Very good, very nice fight for Marklar, getting the first try. That will be the second crystal for Marklar, as Radical Sniper is heading into the blind fight.
And we also saw from Katie that they got the bottle off of Pyramid Ledge.
So it's now available. Although interestingly, Markler has yet to get the book. Both everyone else got the book due to due to them going for escape. Markler, he has yet to go ahead and he has yet to do that play yet. And he's heading for checking Catfish here. Only a art piece. Opts to pick it up. And oh boy, Markler has a bow.
Oh boy. So that is an interesting turn of events right there. Oh.
The half magic being on lock behind a keep is kind of rude. I will say that.
Yeah, I say so. Also, a little lazy kid having a little love for the runners to give.
Yeah, just some bombs.
Oh, was it bombs? My bad.
It was bombs. It was bombs. Yeah.
That was a little bit my fault. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. So Marklar with the bow in hand can now clear out Pod. Given the head check, with no mirror, this makes sense to check this before we go into the skull. It's just a shield, so no need to get the pad. No need to get the pad here.
Darn.
Just the reverse. It's just a reverse pad. They're going to be down. They're going to be without one extra shield. I guess it's fine because really the better sword out of the bunch is the fire shield. Mirror shield only useful for like one specific instance, and that's it. That being Turtle Rock.
Yep.
And can also block mimic fire. Red mimic fire.
And as Radical Sniper actually used the hammer strat for Mothula, it's a very clean fight by him. Actually, I am kind of sorry. I do need to step away for like a quick minute. I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Fine. Yeah, I can take over from here.
All right. I'll be right back momentarily.
Okay, so Marklar's going to go ahead and get the bottle here. Ravis is going to head into Skull Woods. I think Coyote is going to go ahead and get the bow soon. Probably after clearing out Skull and doing Moth. Marklar, Coyote and pretty much everyone else has the advantage of having the Master Sword on hand. So it is as simple as just doing some Master Sword spins for them, to be precise, to get Mothula down. Radical Sniper already did that. Already cleared Mothula. So Radical will get the bow next. Of course, gonna have to do the front of Skull first before having to do anything else. There's Radical Sniper's bow. Marklar heading into pod, and this makes a lot of sense too. To go in here, although Marklar is going in with lampless. The back. There are some chests that are in logic with that fire rod, but the dark maze is not, and neither is Helma. Berna from Marklar's side. That does open up Spy Cave. We do have a hammer and a glove. Oh yeah, and then I mean, to be, I'm not saying that fire rod pod isn't bad by any means. No, it by logic you need a lamp, but logic, darkroom logic, like really doesn't matter if you're competent with dark rooms. And the right side, the back of pods, the turtle rooms, it isn't bad when you have a fire rod. You can just light a torch up and it's fine. Saving Quentin out of the catfish drop. Not interested in getting that heart piece, and is going to go ahead. And Marklar is now heading over to the arena. Going to go and loop around here. No boots to do the shortcut. Ravis, meanwhile, is doing hammer. Mafula gets him down. No problem there. Third crystal for Ravis. Radical Sniper heading into pod alongside Marklar. Caddy just started his trek through Thieves Town. Oh boy, mirror in the big cage chest of pod. That is very spicy.
And I just came in just in time to find that, see that mirror.
Yay! Yeah, that is a really nice spot for that mirror.
That is honestly a wonderful place to put mirror.
Berna was in the first chest of pod here. Radical Sniper's going to pick that up pretty soon here. At this point, I would imagine Marklar is going to head up to the mountain. I guess the benefit of having the book here, not having the book here, is if he does get mitts, he will be able to do pod. He will be able to just mirror out of the desert, mirror back to the Desert West entrance, and then keep thinking as a quick shortcut to get back to the back. But on the contrary, you're missing two checks here. When Kaede, or more realistically, when Medical Sniper goes ahead and grabs the mirror here, that opens up the tablets for him, and mountain is like you could fully clear the mountain. Getting through the dark maze in pod on the right pace though.
Oh, there's another sword there. Ooh.
Lamp locked.
but that is a third sword, which Radical Sniper is going to pick up.
That's going to be a unique situation for either runner, because with Radical Sniper getting tempered, it's going to make Helmasaur King way easier to go down.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, both the waters that don't have everyone else doesn't have, except for Kaede, doesn't have the lamp, and that's key because Marklar will probably, if he decides to mirror to do Eastern, which I would imagine he would do. He will get that lamp, and that will bring that sword into logic for him. And welcome on in the French speed gaming channel with a party of 28. You're here to watch the Link to the Past randomizer daily race. It is a open 7-7 seed. We have a pretty interesting situation here. Dark Alexis was a hammer, and Kaede is the only one with the lamp. But sooner or later, Ravis, Radical Sniper, and Marklar is going to if they choose to, go into Eastern to get that lamp. Lamp was in the right side chest there. I think that's the compass chest, or is that the map chest? I don't know which one it is. Yeah, and this is only 4 runners out of a total of 32 runners. It is a jam-packed night today.
Everyone wants to run the open 7-7 today.
I would imagine so, yeah. Marklar, however, is going to be the first one to see Helmasaur King, while Radical Sniper does have that tempered sword. Rabius is going to go ahead and get the mirror here.
Oh, that's actually a really good cycle for King Helmasaur, for Marklar, for him to use the bow.
So that was a good pattern from Helma to line him up great to land those shots. That will be his third crystal. Now, if he goes into Eastern here and does not have to skip it,
he's gonna skip it.
Okay. So he will be without the lamp. There is a shovel on hand that was picked up, which is probably going to be his next move. Though, if he chooses to flip back to 5, this may be it does kind of help him, because it'll help him with my dark rooms if he's not comfortable with that. Just a piece of heart from the shovel, and the piece of heart is just floating in the air for some reason. And Marklar, go ahead and check the bottle. Maybe opting to go ahead and check magic bats along the way.
Hope so. Looks like not. He's not.
It's a mountain play, and this makes a lot. This definitely makes sense now. Now that you have a mirror, you can get pretty much everything here. Of course, the downside of that play is that you don't have a book to check ether tablets. But
But if it's not anything, then this won't really hurt Marklar. I want to ask you a question, Torin, and that is, if you're gonna, now that you have the mountain, now that you have a mirror, and you're on the mountain now, do you opt to go for clearing out Green Pennant's Hera, or no?
Well, honestly, I probably would, to be honest, because it is the one extra check for the green pendant turn in, to be honest. Especially with, like, if I specifically was in the seat specifically, I probably would make that gamble myself. But, you know, it's hard to say, to be quite fair, because there's also the whole right side that they can completely do. Only thing is just not the book in hand.
And looks like he is going to go there first. I think here this is fine. And you have the big key too. So if it doesn't, hopefully if it doesn't yield, if the back doesn't have, if Hair Basement doesn't have another item, that is to say, Marklar gets the second item on the top up in the climb, then you're gonna get a green pendant. You're good to go.
Okay, and Radical Sniper will probably be the first to actually get to read what's on Ether tablets.
This will either determine whether or not Marklar needs to get that book, which is in Dark Cross, to refresh your mind, or not. Okay, it's just a heart piece. Okay, so for now, Marklar is safe. Of course, there still is Ether tablets, or sorry, Bombo's tablet left. Kaede gained the mirror. But if both tablets don't have anything, then I argue this is good for Marklar. So as long as he doesn't go back to Dark Cross, or should I say, go back to the front, go to the front of front of Escape. First player to go ahead and fight Moldorm. Just 3 spins for Marklar. Alternatively, you can also use the hammer. Gets the bonk off of Moldorm, falls down. It's okay though. Just have to regain those spins. Answer question in chat. Fire Rod was on Stumpy. Marklar wanted to play it safe here. Just going to go ahead and use the hammer to finish him off. Doesn't want to risk it ever fall from doing spins here. And that is the other item, so no need to go ahead and check the hair basement.
Now we're about to see Radical Sniper doing the same thing, but probably spin with the Temper Sword, since it only requires a 1 spin for a tempered and a swing.
That's a lot quicker of a fight for Radical Sniper. Gets him down quickly, and we'll also be getting the second item from Moldorm. Don't need to go direct to the back and go to the back anymore. Marklar had now into Spiral Cave, and yeah, so nothing too special currently.
To be honest, though, I feel like feel like the sea wants the players here to actually probably do at least Death Mountain, because we still haven't found myths yet. Unless there's somewhere else I have not thought of. Probably Bombo's tablet.
Ice is not open. Swamp you could do without, but you're going to be able without a hook shot.
Ooh, that'd be hilarious if somehow Hookshot is ending up back in Swamp Palace. I've been seeing that would a lot more lately.
It's an awful spot for it.
It is.
It's a really awful spot for
it.
It isn't out of the realm of possibility.
Oh no, it's not.
There's a
it's right there. What? And silvers.
Silvers. Yep,
Ooh.
this is nice. Actually, this is great. Mushroom to back it up as well. I would turn it in right away. Just you have flutes. It doesn't hurt to check it right away.
Actually, I do have a question because I don't know what has happened, but Katie did not finish Skull Woods. Is that true? I kind of missed that.
I think Coyote did. I don't know. I wasn't watching. Coyote does have the bow, which I believe he. If I had to guess, he. Okay, so he doesn't have the. Oh, didn't have the fire rod. Right, because
okay, that's
because.
That makes sense.
Because if you remember, Coyote was the first, and still is the only one without the first and only one who still has the lamp.
Yeah.
Raven's gonna go ahead and get the hook shot in silvers from Paradox. It is another bottle. It's filled
really
with
nice.
a blue potion. Yeah.
Really
Now
nice
you gotta go to
safety
swamp.
pad.
Now you go to swamp here. You have to go to swamp next.
Partner's going somewhere different.
Pendants.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna go ahead and read the pads. Going to find out it's just a reverse pad, just a shield. So no need to worry about having to clear out the remaining panda dungeons. And this is actually good for Coyote as well, because if he does read it, then he knows that he doesn't have to go. Of course, doesn't have to go ahead and clear it up. Slash Roll only has 20 rupees. I think Coyote was the first one to check it anyway, so he does. So he already knows that he doesn't have to go and clear Eastern again. Looks like the swamp play is being done from Marklar's side, which is the next move you got to do.
Makes sense to me.
It makes more sense now to go ahead and do swamp here. Although there is that concern that Marklar may end up clearing Eastern if he decides to go for the ped, because he's still without that book.
Mm-hmm.
Radical Sniper could end up checking Ether Tablet either before or after he finishes up, goes and checks out Swamp. Or Ravis too, because he's heading down there right now.
I thought Radical Sniper already checked Ether Tablet.
Or, I'm sorry, Bombo's Tablet. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I was about to say.
Checked it. So I checked, it wasn't anything. just to answer a question in the chat.
Oh, gotcha.
Radical Cyber heading to check out Cave 45, just a heart container. Ravis is also going to get that heart container as well. So it is going to look like that Radical Sniper has to go check the Ether tab. So this will determine whether or not, this will definitely definitively determine whether or not Marklar needs to get that book out of Desert Dark Cross. If it is something, then Marklar is in trouble.
Oh, he is in trouble.
Oh,
Oh no, he is in deep trouble.
yeah, that's mitts, and that's kind of the worry that I had. That was a worry that cropped up from that Ether tablet check. Because Marklar doesn't have that book and has yet to go ahead and he's yet to go to do Front of Escape. He's left without having to check more checks. He may, although he could be sequestered into Eastern if there's nothing else here for him in Swamp. But if it is, like the boots, for example, that could be in it. But I think there's nothing really there. I don't think there really is anything left for Marklar here. He will have to be like, he's going to be a little. He will end up last locationing that those mitts, and subsequently in the book. But I think he doesn't have a too many checks left. So I think
the last sword.
Okay. So I don't think this will necessarily hurt Marklar as much as it sucks to last location that. Don't get me wrong. It does suck. But if there isn't anything for Marklar, like what is there to check?
Samaria.
Aria only really is useful for mid-slot site, only for mid-slot checks. So I think you have to. I think you're gonna have to do. Okay, so there's a compass on Swamp. So if you're a Marklar, if I was Marklar in this situation, I would just. I mean, I'd clear this up. Clear the rest of this out. Yeah. So if I was in this situation, I would be heading in Marklar's situation. I would definitely be heading back to Easter, because I think you're running out of checks here. I think you may want to check these. It's fine. You may check these earlier if you really want to, but I would leave it up for the Smith chain.
So honestly, only thing that Outrunners really need to get at this moment is Kane Samaria finish out both Misery Mire and Total Rock.
Depends on if Bombos is required for Turtle Rock.
Which is also.
But it looks like Marklar is heading. So it looks like Marklar is heading to Front of Escape. So this is good for Marklar. This ends up being good for Marklar.
Oh, and there is Kane Samaria and Hookshot Cave.
Now, if this is not Bombos, then Ravis is in go mode. It is not. Alright, so he's in go mode.
That is
not necessarily go mode, but it's 1 in 22. But but it's such a low chance of seeing the big key on the torch, then it if it does happen, it may just end up being in something like if it's like Smith chain or something. If it's here in if the boots are here in like Mire or Turtle Rock or something, then this isn't a problem.
Saying that all these reverse vanilla medallions, so
yeah, yeah, it's ether from Turtle Rock, not Quake. So Markler is going to go ahead and get the book here, and this is good for Markler because this will lead him towards those mitts. That's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Was he's done enough checks to say, okay, there really isn't anything else I can check right now, so I need to go ahead and get that book and see if I need to go ahead and check escape, which will lead him to the book, which is necessary, of course. Mirror's out, which is fine. Now he will lose time if he checks Ether Tablet first. But if he doesn't check that first, then he's in a good spot. I guess that's fine. Doing desert from the front. I guess that's fine. Considering you don't have mitts, this only makes a lot of sense to go ahead and do this since it's a pen. It is a crystal. You have to clear this.
Well, the thing is, Markler doesn't know that there's nothing in here either. I mean, because we already know what's in Desert Palace. It's not going to end up good for him. But still, at the same time, he does get another crystal out of this.
Yeah. He does get a crystal out of this. And that is the... But in the case, of course, with Ravis, of course, he's pretty much go moding this, hoping that the boots aren't required for GT. But for Mark Clark's case, I think that's fine because I mean, you don't. Yeah, he doesn't know that there's nothing here. It's a crystal. He has to clear this out. But I think eventually, after he's done here, he's gonna go ahead and finish out. He's gonna probably either flute to Ether Tablet, which wastes some time, or goes to Bombo's Tablet and clears that out. He's already cleared out Swamp here, so he knows that he doesn't have to go into Swamp. He knows doesn't have to he doesn't have to go back in there anymore. If he chooses to do Bombo's Tablet first, then he's gonna get the mitts, and then it's either you go up back to Dark Depth Mountain to get your cane, and information about Turtle Rock, which is Ether, which we knew about through Ravis, or you just end up going to Mire first and waste, and you have to and you end up doing a double dip, which costs you time. or what Radical Sniper's doing is doing ice first with no Kane, which it is a go mode dungeon for Radical Sniper. It is a go mode dungeon, but in the case of Radical Sniper, he's go -1 essentially. He doesn't know that it is Meyer for it is Ether is required for Turtle Rock because he's got to go up there. Now headed to Ice Palace after getting his 5th crystal.
He's actually deciding to dip into Swamp Palace first. Which puts Coyote in Buttersword territory.
I totally understand why Coyote is doing this, because he's yet to go ahead and check Bombo's tablet. It's either you do it first or you do it, or you have to do it first or you do it do it after, before you do Swamp, or you do it after. In this case, Coyote's doing it after. We're gonna see here that Ravis is going to save some time because of Icebreaker. Okay, so Marklar is heading up the mountain here. Gonna check Ether tablet, which is a time loss, unfortunately. But this will probably after he checks this, he does again. He ends up last locationing this. He does end up last locationing this Mitz, yeah. To summarize the seed in 7 words or less, book is required 100%, and yeah.
Book is required. No other questions. The 6
never questions. Book is required.
The 6 words.
Just to stop it. Just to stop it. Like at book is required. That's only 3.
Yep. Book, Dark Cross, Miss, Bombos. Yes.
But anyway, welcome in Speed Gaming 2 with a party of 32, which ironically has the same amount of runners in the race today. Because this is the daily race. It's an open 7-7, and like I mentioned, the book is, as I mentioned, book is required because the bits is on the Bombo's tablet, and that Dark Cross ended up having that book, and Marklar hadn't gone into front of escape for a good while. And it wasn't until Ravis gets the mitts where we realized that this is a problem.
Oh no. Is Marklar thinking line pulling pad?
I hope not, because well, he will get the lamp here. But if he's opting to clear this out, then he's definitely gambling on the pad, which is going to cost him more time. Because I would have imagined. I mean, yeah, he's got the. I mean, this to be fair, he's got the book really late. And he didn't have that information that it was just a reverse pad. So, in this case, he's in more trouble than before because he has yet to go ahead and check out the Bombos tablet.
Really feeling like that's what's going to happen because he sees that lamp and he's probably thinking to himself, well, shoot, this is a unique situation, man.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to last location those myths as hard as it is. It's all because of it's just because of Marklar having never going into the front of escape. He did the back, yes. He did the back, yes. That was where the ice rod was, but never did the front. That's the biggest concern there. If Marklar ends up going ahead and clearing out Eastern here, then it is evident that he's gambling on the ped, and this will cost him a lot more time because he has to go over to that Bombos tablet. Radical Sniper gets the cane.
Rufus gets the cape out from the right side, the TR.
But it's not the red that we're looking for.
Exactly.
He's still in so Radical Sniper is in 1 and 22 go mode. Yeah, if you're cheering for Marklar, you're hoping he doesn't go for the ped here. And since he is heading to the back here. This is going to be a ped play.
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, and I honestly, and again, it makes, I guess it makes sense for him. I totally get it. You got the book really late, and you have yet to do any other checks. You haven't done any checks. You didn't know about the ped until much later. He will only get he's gonna get a shield from this, and he's gonna be feeling really bad about this if he actually starts pulling the pad here. So if you are rooting for him, you're hoping that he doesn't actually pull the pad here, and instead just realizes that, oh yeah, there's Bombos tablet. I might as well check this before I pull the pad. And it looks like it's...
Oh, he forgot Magic Bat, so he's going to get his better sword.
So that's fine. Kai's going to go ahead and get the bits. It's going into ice without the cane, so it'll be the same situation that Radical Sniper did. It all just really came down to the fact that Ravis ended up going to ended up checking the book first, checking the book and then going to the swamp, knowing that he had the book beforehand, getting the mitts, and then hightailing over to the mountain to get the cane. That's all it really came down to in this situation.
Looks like Ravis is skipping the big chest, which is honestly a bold move.
You're in go mode, so yeah, you're missing boots, but if you're missing boots here, but if you're, but I guess it's fine. You're not really too concerned about it. Yeah, and he's pulling the pet blind.
Oh no.
So he's getting a shield here, and this will really like make him feel really awful. He was gambling really hard on the pad play, and all because of all because Markler didn't get the shield late. All because he got the book late, and yeah, it's unfortunate because I mean he's a good runner. Everyone on this stream is a good runner, and you should definitely give him a follow for that. But it hurts to just to be in that situation where I'm pulling the pad here because I got the book late, and it isn't good. It doesn't feel good. Two is if someone's reading a
yeah, Markler's route early was actually pretty good. To be fair.
Yeah. Scenario that this was in the situation where Markler was hoping that the book wasn't required, and unfortunately that ended up being the case. And Ravis is going to go ahead and get the second crystal.
He's still continuing to less locate the miss because he's doing regular ledge.
My God, that's go mode. That's go mode. The boot. Ravis had trying to accept the boots. That's go mode for sure. That's a great send off. Anyway, there is a total of 21 chests and a single torch to make up a total of 22 possible locations in GT. One of them has that big key. From 1 to 22, put your guesses in chat where the big key might be, and you'll get a shout out if you win.
I'm going to choose number 5.
Exact. If you, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If you can hit it exactly, or if you're closest to it, then you still win. Get them pretty quickly beforehand, as guesses are going to close as soon as he enters GT. And that is the cutoff. I'm going to check left side first. It is a map, so even if the boots weren't on Trinex, he would have been in go mode. Number 1. 2 through 5. 2 is a key. 3 is heart piece. 4 is 20 rupees. 5 is a key. This is a full let's play. And here comes the unfortunate truth that the mitts were on Bombo's tablet. Also doing swamp.
The only thing is, Markler is also entering Ice Palace yet again without the cane.
Similar to what Kaede and Radical Sniper did. And again, it just really comes down to the fact that he ended up. Rebus went to the mountain first before doing ice. That's why he's so ahead here. Number 7 is just nothing.
8 through 11.
20 rupees.
11. Interesting.
I have never seen this route.
There's
12 is a bug net. Whatever the case was, it ended up working. ended up working out because he is doing the right side, and he was forced to if Rapus had chosen to go Hope Room first, he would have been forced to go to the left side without a key to do anything here. (13) 14 through 17 bombs, compass, or single rupee, and
Oh my
a piece
gosh.
of.
Is it 20? Is it either 20 or 21? Oh gosh.
18 is coming up. And that is what it is the Bob's chest. Yeah, this is something that you don't normally see coming in from the side. You don't normally see this play.
Mm-hmm. It's usually you just see most runners just going straight to just continue on and do Ice Armos fight at this point.
Whoops, Raven's slipped off the side there. No big deal, just dash back over.
Well, it technically can't be 22 because we already see what was on Bob's porch. It's somewhere in the back.
22 is typically
20.
classic chest anyway. It is, yeah, that was 18, and that was 19 to 21 after Ice Armos.
$19, $20, $21.
21 is the big key, and that is and the honors are going to go to the shadow is going to Storm Tachenko. Storm Tachenko. And just for good show, going to go ahead and pull the big chest. The GT big chest.
What was in there? I kind of missed it.
It was just bombs.
Ah.
Normally you would see this in like a cross key seed, but no. You don't see it in an
open
I was looking for a
7-7.
key too. Yeah, he's looking for a key, right. He's going in with only zero keys.
I think there has to be
Costume
key
chest
in
has
the
a
mini.
It's in the tile room. There's a key in the tile room. You don't normally see this. You don't normally see the. You don't normally see the GT big chests in an open 7-7 like a general normal open 7-7. You see it in cross keys and also the hybrid mid witches tournament, which by the way that is going on. If you're ever interested in seeing what hybrid magic witches is like.
I mean, honestly, for me, I'm also in the mentor tournament myself.
Oh yeah, there's the mentor tournament too. You should definitely watch it too. It's on the Go podcast. So Ravis is on his gauntlet climb, hoping to get a key here. Radical Cyber gets the boots. Amusing spot, yes.
As Marklar makes easy use of the butter for cold stare.
Yeah, and Marklar now has his fifth crystal. Now has to go up the mountain to get that cane. If he does Smith Chain, this is even worse.
Yeah. He might be dipping.
Not-
He might be dipping to Mr. Meyer. Oh no!
This is a really unfortunate circumstance, really.
Okay.
If he
Actually,
did it,
the funny thing is, I actually did this myself during my mentor tournament.
Markler didn't get the lights up, the lead on the block, so it has to redo this. So he's hoping for. So Ravis is hoping for a key here. This Bombos, nice. There was another key. Okay, so Ravis is good. Doesn't have to go into tower room. Got bailed out and good fashion too. Gonna go ahead and get that refill here. Interestingly, he's only on 10 hearts. Yeah, he's on 10 hearts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Blue mail. This isn't a problem for Ravis, I would say. I'll be quite honest. And since he doesn't really need to check anything else, it's gonna go away and pull Multum 2 anyway. Just gonna get those 10 arrows. Probably in case.
Check.
We call it Multum 2 here, but
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Has many names.
Yeah, we typically call it Multum 2 so it doesn't confuse people. So
Which is fair.
Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, Aga 2, Ravis side.
This is where you need to do your trigonometry homework, guys.
You can even call it that. I don't even think knowing how to do trigonometry would work on this fight, considering how random the fight is.
Exactly. Just to be funny.
Yeah, I know people call it econometry. Some people like to call it econometry for obvious reasons, because you have like three different you have like three different red balls to deflect it back at him and to make them find the right path for him.
Mm-hmm.
And to hit them all back and stuff. Anyway, Ravis is on the Ganon fight. And the Zelda CDI reference. This is looking really clean for. Oops. Not really. Not. I guess to be fair, he was low on health there. Not a big deal. Go ahead and just drop back in.
Mm-hmm. Markler finally getting to grab the cane here soon.
And he's gonna feel really awful about this, considering he was behind for quite a while. He is hard locating this. There's go mode for Marklar. Of course, he doesn't know about the boots being in Trinax. Yeah, in Trinax. Marklar is actually heading into Turtle Rock right now. Gonna have to do another mountain climb, yes. But he will get the boots there, so I guess it wouldn't really hurt. I mean, it doesn't feel good to climb the mountain a second time anyway. No, but it may make it not as bad because you don't have to walk up there. Doesn't have a puddle remaining. Oh, it doesn't have the. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't have a blue potion. So he's gonna have to go ahead and bail out of the fight there. For the right, I was looking for the right board for that, without it being bad. So he's gonna have have another set of patterns for Ganon. Considering that Ravis took a death originally, he's on a different RNG pattern. He was on a different RNG pattern for the second fight. And this will be another RNG pattern for Ravis to deal with. Which will give Radical Sniper a bit more time to catch up here. But not by much. But it is still time.
Mean loss.
It's more time. It's time lost on Ravis' side, and time gained on Radical Sniper's side. And our only bottle was on there. But wait, they didn't even get. Did Ravis not get the bottle that was on the pyramid?
I think they did.
Apparently not. Okay, interesting. I don't think. I would say, like, I don't think Ravis really needs to worry about another bottle. Alternatively, he could go back into Eastern and get the lamp to help a little bit, but I don't know if that really is like net. I don't think he cares at this point. He just want to clear this out and fast. He doesn't even care if he gets Torch Glitch here, which he does, but. Yeah, he ran out of magic. I think I don't know if it was set up for that.
GG Ravis. So.
There we go. Now there's a GG's in the chat for Ravis. Is going to go ahead and end up finishing first on our restream. Official race time is 1:31:20. Good enough for fourth place overall amongst our 32 runners.
Which is really good. Like that's really close.
Yeah, it's still a really good. It was still a really good race either way, and it does help that it actually was kind of a close race too. The top three finishers ended up being Homemade Beer taking the victory with a 1:26:11. Edium was about 2 minutes behind with 1:28:09, and then the third place finisher Shire was 1:30:52. It really just came down to the fact that Ravis ended up getting the book early, and then going to the mountain as early as he did once to get the mitts. And speaking of Ravis, here he is. GG's.
Yo, GG's.
Yeah, that was a tough Ganon fight. To put it nicely.
I think it was a little bit of a disaster, but that happens.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. And that's kind of the thing. It's like, go ahead.
Basically, that I need a double hit, but he didn't give me any precision, and then the magic thing happened.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. And then, but we were talking about this earlier, was that the way that you actually ended up getting first place on the restream here was the matter of you ended up going to do mountain after getting the mitts before anyone else, and got that cane as a result, and that put you over the edge there. Speaking of, GG's in the chat for Radical Sniper. Going to end up finishing second on the restream. Official race time is 1:33:48, finishing in 5th place overall.
I thought the book might be a big thing. I avoided Swamp completely because of that.
Well,
It was an unfortunate situation for Marklar, where he ended up pulling the ped, and because he got the book late, and continued, and then ended up like hard last locationing the mitts. It's tough to see it. It's tough to see it, really.
Yeah, that can happen in a suit like that.
Yeah. But overall, what do you think about the seed as a whole?
I mean, it's all about the book, right? Do you get it or do you not get it? I'm happy that I did the dark room with only a boomerang. It worked. I got the book. Didn't miss the mitts. Didn't dip swamp. Everything's good. Besides the end.
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, and again, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes you have a rough game of fight, and it was one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, GG's to Homemade Beer who went first. Good time. I think if the first Ganon fight works out perfectly fine, or the second, I should be second place. But yeah, that's okay. I mean, if you fail on your own, that's on you, right? So I can't blame anyone here but myself, and that's okay. I like this more than being randoed all the time, you know? Yeah,
and again, like I mentioned, it happens to the best of us. If you have a rough day on the Ganon fight, then you gotta take it with respect and go on the way.
So one thing we did actually found interested was your RAL NGT.
Oh, the random room rush?
Yeah. And then you just mirrored right back out.
I was really curious about
that. So the thing was, this is a little awkward, because I had no small key after getting the big key, and I had to check the big chest. And if the big chest doesn't have a small key, there's a guaranteed small key upstairs. So that was a little bit weird at that point, but I know that can happen. Worst case scenario is Bob's chest. Having the big key, then I have to basically finish Ice Armors with that route. But on the other hand, you're very quick on the left side, and it's probably the fastest route to get all the front things before Ice Armors without, gambling Hope Room having a key. Because if Hope Room has a key, then going right and mirroring back, go for left is probably faster. But you need a key, and you never know if you get a key there.
Huh. Makes sense.
That's why I don't like the pink magician route with a left, right, left. You mirror so often, don't check really fast. I don't know. I just like it like that.
And we are joined in the booth by Radical Cyber 99. GG's to you.
Thanks. GG's. GG, Ravis.
Okay. Alright, so run us through what you think about the seed.
I mean, it was pretty straightforward, right? I didn't feel there's anything too out there. I definitely see a little bit of an adjustment could have made, but I wouldn't have made it, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, the difference between you and Ravis was that you ended up going into ice while Ravis ended up rushing towards the mountain and got the cane before you did. That also helped. That also affected Ravis's ice palace having to do icebreaker while you ended up doing ice palace bomb jump.
Yeah, that would definitely make a big difference. Yeah, there was nothing else I would have changed.
Go Mode Ice is actually not that much faster with Icebreaker and just bomb jumping, but it's like a minute or so still.
Well, and it wasn't even a Go Mode Ice for me, is the problem.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, so that's 3 minutes or whatever, or 4 minutes, true.
Yeah, because I bomb jumped and then full cleared ice, looking to, get everything, so.
Yeah, and then it eventually just came out to be that the boss was cane locked.
I always find that to be an interesting point to bring up, is like knowing that it's cane locked, and like most of the time it almost never matters. It's like whenever it's a crystal dungeon and it's like at least Meyer or TR is are always at least one of them is a crystal, so it never really affects too much.
Nice boots, by the way, on Trinex.
Oh yeah, that was I was worried. I was like, maybe somebody went to Eastern and Swamp and found the boots, and great. And then you get the boots, you're like, oh, okay. I don't even care now.
It's a good spot for it, like legitimately. If you end up doing because you do it right before GT, you get it right before GT, so it helps work. It works out.
Yeah, I went back to the big chest in Skywoods. I think people missed that bow maybe, and had like double dips in pot or so.
I don't know. I felt that I don't know. I'd have to watch other people's route, but I felt it went pretty natural. From, you get Dark World access, you get your, you get that second sword at a hype, and then I was like, okay, let's go do Thieves into Skull, and then, oh, well, there's a bow. Let's go do Pod. And then you get your mirror, and you're like, let's go do the mountain. And then you get a hook shot, and you're like, what do I do?
So do you all actually want to know where Lamp was?
I actually had the chat up here now on Speed Gaming, and I see somebody said it's in Eastern.
It's in
Yeah.
Eastern. Oh my
Yep,
god.
it was on the right side.
It was on the right side.
Yeah, Kaede was the first one to get it, and because Kaede was still actively in the light world after getting I think after or before getting getting Dark World access, and after he got Dark World access, he had to go into desert, which is fine. It's although personally I probably would have just head straight into over the Dark World access right away. So it ended up Kaede having to go back into Skullwoods because he was still without that fire at the time. Got the bow. Did get the bow, yes, but had to re-enter Skullwoods.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. Then I'm gonna say thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tracking. Thanks for restreaming, and also thank you to the chat. Was overall a good race, and yeah. See you next time.
Take it easy, GG's.
Yep, GG's.
So, Kaede is just got finished up with Lambo 2. It's going to head into the Blizzard rooms. Gonna go ahead and burn the blue potion here. It does have three potions, so not really too concerned about potions towards the end game. While Marklar is going to be going through and getting the big key on the left side. And it does have has got a key here, which is fine. Gonna go ahead and get the full magic here before fighting Boulder 2. And then
quick fights. Kai's gonna probably doesn't need to check anything else, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip Alert 2 here. Don't really need anything else. You're pretty much good to go here. Marklar heading a little bit closer to the Ice Armors, which has the big key.
Okay, finally reaching Act 2.
Nice double from Kaede.
Ooh, nice triple.
Very good setup for the triple. All he needs is just a single, and he's good. Yeah, very clean, very clean fight from Kaede.
Reaching Ice Armors, making good use of silvers. That was also pretty funny. I haven't noticed pretty kind of early.
And Marklar is going to go ahead and start the climb pretty soon, because that will be the big key for Marklar, and is going to start climbing now. Can I say this straight up? The Zelda CDI cuts, the Zelda CDI games are insane. They're not good games, no. But the cutscenes is what makes up for it. That's in my opinion, at least. They're so comical. It's so weird.
Yeah.
If you can sit through some bad gameplay and to watch the cutscenes, I would recommend it. Phase 4 for Kaede.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah. It looked like Kaede was trying to withheld an input from the left, a right input, because if you end up hitting if you hold an input when the firebat the phase 4 firebat hits you, you end up hitting the opposite. You end up going in the opposite direction of where you held it. If you hold a neutral input, then that doesn't happen to you. Okay, is going to have to restart the fight here. Unfortunate, but yeah, it's going to have the second pattern that Ravis had. The case.
We're actually having a good clean Llama 2 fight.
Yeah, well, the silvers it's a cakewalk. Nice. And you're good to go. And down goes Ganon for Kaede. GG's in the chat for Kaede. Is going to end up finishing third on our restream. Going to go ahead and get the official race time just a bit. And that is going to be a fish. Third place restream of a race time officially of 1:47.46. Ended up finishing 10th overall with Furious Magic 6th place, 138.04. Koi 7th place, 141.02. Plasma Kappa 8th place, 142.32. And Scupula 9th place with a time of 143.16. Just a little bit after that was Darity Peels with a time of 148.18, finishing in 11th. Again, this is out of a pool of 32 runners. Excellent performance. And here is Kaede. GG's.
Hello, GG's.
Okay, so What did you think about that seed?
It was a decent seed, I think. It has really decent locations for key items, in my opinion. Except for that Titamets, I think. I don't know. Maybe that was the worst.
Yeah, it definitely had messed up Marklar, who ended up pulling the pad, and ended up hard loss location in it. One question that I had for you as well was, what was your thought process behind ended up going to do Eastern and Desert before you went up into the Dark World, especially after you got Dark World access and you ended up going into Desert Palace anyway?
Because on Thievestown is always empty. I mean, this time it wasn't, but I don't know. I really like the play of Saga and Easter Pendant because it's a pendant, but I don't know. When I saw that book, I was thinking about okay, so maybe Fire Rod and Lamp are on the Dark World, but when Lamp, I decided to go Desert. So it was a crystal, and I thought that it was a decent play at that time. I had flute, so it was fine, I guess. A little bit slower because it was empty, and I could have done it with Meyer and the mirror more later, but whatever, it was fine.
And GG's to the chat for Marklar, going to end up finishing 4th on our restream, and that'll be the end of this. The free seed runners here. Official race time is coming up pretty soon, and it is going to be 4th place with a time of 1:51.22, and then finishing 12th overall, with Darity Peels, as I mentioned, being right behind him. Yeah, so the thing was that you ended up being the first player to have the lamp because of that play. Although that did costing you that ended up having you, of course, hadn't go make the Skull Woods for a second time because of the lack of the Fire Rod after you got through Thievestown. The only two runners that didn't get it was Ravens and Radical Sniper. They're more comfortable doing it about it anyway. But yeah,
I mean, it's okay.
So interesting.
It was empty, so I don't have any problem finishing Meyer without lamp, so it's okay. I mean, I decided to go early and that's it. So
it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was nice to kind of get a Dark Knight for once. It's been a while since I've done Dark Mire and Dark TR and Dark Pod for a bit, so just to have a night to do those felt, comfy.
it's okay.
For sure,
You open the map and you're fine. That's it. Maybe the only problem with all these 3 dungeons is Meyer, maybe the first room, but it's not that difficult when you lap that room a little bit.
Yeah,
if you know how to do it, it's quite easy.
Yeah, I remember hearing a strategy a while back, and ever since then it's kind of been the one I felt comfortable with. I think everybody's kind of got one of those.
Yeah. I usually go all the way down to the closed door, and use the Somaria and a little step to the left, and then I throw the Somaria block.
I may walk to the left, move down a tile, pick up the pot, and then throw down the block, and then push
Yeah,
up or
that's-
down a little bit to get it. Wiggle
That's the
on.
optimal.
Yeah. Anyway, we're joined here by Marklar. GG's, man, and excellent performance, especially despite everything that happened.
Yeah, good games to everyone. Looks like I was pretty far behind everyone, which didn't surprise me too much. But so it goes.
Yeah.
Not
the
that
longest
much.
time, you kind of ahead just a little bit for a little bit.
Yeah, I ended up with like a bunch of like little one-off checks, like unfortunately, and I'd done swamp like early enough, and partway through, I was like, all right, I'm gonna hedge my bets on pedestal. I think that's probably my best chance of winning, and yeah, I got a shield for it, so that was like a little consolation prize.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing I was going to ask you about what was the reasoning behind the ped pull. Yeah, all this was just an unfortunate circumstance considering you got the book late, causing you to over the ped play. Which caused you to go for the ped play.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up there, but yeah, I guess I probably should have done
But
castle earlier.
Ethernet cable's not fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
By the time I pulled pedestal, or like by the time I was going to Eastern, I had like Eastern left, which was like my last pendant, and then I just had like a bunch of random one-offs, like I think Bombo's tablet and some really other bad ones, and I decided to do Bombo's last, and just getting like almost last location book into almost last location midst was pretty sad.
That was like the thing. Ravens and Reticle Sniper ended up getting it. Because they had the book early. This was while you were heading into swamp. When that happened, it was like, oh, then you're gonna be like, it's like now you gotta hope that Mark Clark has back into Easter or the Front of Escape, and then after you get the book, it's like, okay, do you end up going back to up the mountain, which would cost you some time, or you go back to the Bombos tab and completely ignore it?
Yeah, it was the downside of being isolated like that is like ideally I would have wanted to get the mitts so that I could like if I had to do it I could like route it in with like Smith chain. But yeah, it just like I said, I ended up with like a lot of those where I just had to like flute around and do a bunch of like little 1 or 2 checks here and there and then just pick the wrong ones. It's unfortunate.
But either way, I mean, you still get out, which was, I mean, despite everything that happened, you did a really good job to holding it down, and that's basically that's all. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. And that you did a really good job despite having to pull the pad and having to be late to the the mitts, and yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was definitely a little nervous. This is only like my second time being streamed. And so my beginning was awkward, and then like with my route, I was like, oh no, I have to go do Fighter Sword and Mothula. And I was like terrified, but I was like, I just gotta suck it up and do it. And so
yeah, that was honestly actually the most bizarre play ever seen so far was the Fighter Sword Mothula fight.
yeah, I was up there. I just wanted to get it out of the way. So once I didn't die to that, I just calmed down a little bit and started playing better, but yeah.
It's fine if you have the hammer. I don't know if you had it, but
I think he did have it
Anyway.
but I don't think he felt comfortable doing the hammer strats.
Yeah,
one more thing.
I had like 7 hearts, and I didn't feel comfortable trying hammer. I have not practiced that enough to try and do that in that spot.
Oh, shoutouts to the boots on Twinex, by the way. I was going a little bit crazy when I saw that.
since we're about to wrap this up pretty soon, final thoughts on this seed?
6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think it was an okay. I think it was an okay one that I played poorly, unfortunately. But thanks for having to stick it out and watch me after everyone else finished 10 minutes ago, and GG's to all the other racers.
Yeah, thanks for the race team. It was my first time on the race team, so it was really fun. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that will do it for the daily race. So definitely stick around for tomorrow. Definitely check out the schedule. They're currently going on is the Hybrid Matrix Witches tournament against is Sleepy versus Aster. But tomorrow is going to be jam-packed for our daily race. It is going to be quite a special one. We have crisscross, as in cross keys with door shuffle. That is going to be quite an amazing performance. But then, of course, the rest of us being scrap everything. You got the Luigi's Mansion Dark 80% no out of bounds tournament that you've done this a lot of times, and I know about this a lot. New Super Mario Brothers DS tournament going on as well. The Star Wars Episode 1 Racer tournament, and then there's a couple of Hybrid Matrix Witches tournaments to round out Thursday. So definitely check out Speed Game. Definitely follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 226 to see when those pop up as well. Also, be sure to follow the multilingual channels as well. If you do speak those territories like French, Japanese, French, Spanish, Dutch, and Portuguese. I think I got those right. Shoutouts to Arterral and Ginksy Girl for being the 2 trackers on the restream. Definitely give them a follow as well. And of course, my co-com, Tor the Dragon. Like I mentioned, we're good buddies here, and we know each other, but not each other like mutually, but we know each other from a different community. So follow me as well if you really want to. Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, and if you haven't done already, be sure to follow the runners. They put on an absolutely fantastic performance. And yeah, we're gonna take it easy, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for the crisscross daily race.